Welcome class, I'm Antonio Quirante, your course instructor for state and local government. I'm so happy to be here with you guys. We have only a very small number of students in this class, so I think that will give us an opportunity to discuss the issues with each other a whole lot better and to get to know each other a little bit better through our online course environment. I'm sorry, I apologize for missing you guys with the video message last week. I'll try and make up for it this time. Just the general purpose of my instructor videos is to, one, give you a face to a face and a voice to who's guiding your course, but also to cover and highlight some things that I think will be helpful for you to be successful in your discussions as well as your written assignments. With that, I just wanted to make a few points from last week. I wanted to distinguish between two key terms from last week, the referendum versus the initiative. Normally the referendum is going to only be used if people want to repeal something or replace a law that's currently on the books. Whereas an initiative is not going to be seeking to repeal something, but is usually going to be creating a new law that they want to be passed by the people. Secondly, I want to talk about recall elections. One thing to underscore and for you guys to note, before a recall can happen, again, there's going to be a specific number of signatures that each state is going to dictate. In California, the recall to be put onto the ballot is based on the number of voters from the previous election. So it might be something that is worthwhile for you to take a look at in terms of how your state could get a recall election put onto the ballot. This week's our discussions, I want you to note that you're going to talk about political action committees in one discussion, and the second one you're going to be talking about the governor. I want you to pay attention as you do the readings and when you post to the discussions, is that all three sides, the governor, the legislature, as well as the political action committees, all kind of lean on each other and impact each other on how they operate and achieve their respective goals. Kind of think about it in the sense of you scratch my back, I scratch yours. That's kind of really how all three of those will work together to achieve what they want. I'll probably do a little recap on that next week, but keep that in mind as you do your readings and the initial posts for these discussions. With that, I want to segue into week 3. It's not too early to start planning your week 3 written assignment to get your research materials down and to read through the grading rubric to make sure that you know what questions you're going to be specifically asking. Some of the common pitfalls I see with students is they start their written assignment and halfway through or even toward the end of their pre-writing they realize they haven't been answering the questions properly. They thought they understood it, but on a second reading of the grading rubric they realize they kind of went off topic. Don't find yourself in that pitfall by preparing now and taking a look at the grading rubric and knowing what questions you're going to be answering. It's always helpful to take the grading rubric and make them into headings onto your outline and then inserting your research materials in a formal outline before you start doing your pre-writing. Also with that, make sure you budget enough times to do some editing and rewrites of your paper. Last, I just want to talk about some housekeeping rules. One, for each discussion and your written assignments, you are expected to write in proper APA format. If you're not familiar with that yet, take a look at our Writing Center APA guide that's available in the Writing Center and brief yourself on how to format your citations in proper APA format. That also goes without saying on each of the discussion posts, you do have to cite your authorities. Make sure that they are in APA format both in text as well as in the reference section of your initial posts. Make sure that you do a balanced analysis of any controversial topic that you are talking about in the discussions. Almost every discussion is going to have an opportunity for you to not only talk about the position you support, but also the opposite opinion. That's always a good thing to do in any written material, not just your discussions, but also your written assignments. Pay attention to the word count. We do take a look at your word count for your initial posts and your written assignments. And lastly, post on time. Please observe the posting due dates of your initial posts. Those are always going to be on Thursdays of the school week. Also post or complete your quizzes at the right time. We had some confusion as to when those were due, but make sure that those are always done and completed by Sunday. With that, I'm always available through email or the online environment. Take a look at the Ask Your Instructor form if you want to post something that you think your students would also, your colleagues would also like to have answered, or just email me directly and I'll be sure to get back to you as soon as possible. With that, I look forward to seeing you guys in discussion.